Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and merciful. My name is Aisha Mir and I am from BSBT Batch 13. And today, the main topic of my presentation is quantum chemistry. The content of my presentation is Introduction to Quantum Chemistry in Drug Discovery, Molecular Dynamics Simulations, Quantum Mechanics Simulations, Quantum Mechanics for Spectroscopy, Quantum Mechanics in Material Science, and Future Directions. Introduction to Quantum Chemistry. Introduction to Quantum Chemistry. Quantum chemistry is a branch of chemistry that applies the principle of quantum mechanics to understand the behavior of atoms, molecules, and chemical systems at the atomic and subatomic levels. It provides a theoretical framework for describing the electronic structure, molecular properties, and chemical reactivity of the systems. Principles of quantum mechanics. They include the following: wave-particle duality, superposition and interference, uncertainty principle. First, we will have a look on wave-particle duality. Wave-particle duality is a fundamental concept that describes the behavior of subatomic particles, such as electrons and photons. According to quantum mechanics, particles such as electron and photons exhibit both wave-like and particle-like properties. In some experiments, subatomic particles behave like waves, exhibiting phenomena such as diffraction and interference. In other experiments, they behave like particles, exhibiting phenomena such as discrete energy levels and momentum. Here we can see the picture where electrons are being released from electron beam gun, and they are passed from a double slit, and they are showing the interference pattern on the screen. Superposition and interference. Superposition refers to the principle that when two or more waves meet, the individual displacement add together algebraically to create a new waveform. Interference is a phenomenon that occurs when waves meet and interact with each other. Quantum mechanics allows particles to exist in superposition, meaning they can occupy multiple states simultaneously. For example, an electron can exist in a linear combination of different atomic orbitals. When two or more wave functions combine, interference can occur. Here we can see constructive interference and destructive interference. Constructive interference means when there are two waves and they are just same, and when they are added together, they make a wave, and their product is two-way. In this destructive interference, the two waves are totally opposites, and their sum is zero, a single line. Uncertainty principle. The uncertainty principle is a fundamental principle in quantum mechanics that states that there is a limit to the precision with which certain pairs of physical properties such as position and momentum can be known simultaneously. In other words, the more precisely one property is measured, the less precisely the other can be determined. For example, the more precisely a particle's position is known, the less precisely its momentum can be determined, and vice versa. This principle applies to all subatomic particles, including electrons, protons, and photons. Application of quantum mechanics principle in the study of chemical systems. Quantum mechanics has a wide range of applications in the study of chemical systems, including understanding molecular structure and bonding, modeling chemical reactions, studying molecular dynamics, designing new material, investigating quantum effects in chemical systems. Understanding molecular structure and bonding. Quantum mechanics provide a detailed understanding of the electronic structure of molecules and how atoms are bonded together. This is important in understanding chemical reaction and the properties of materials. Modeling chemical reactions. Quantum mechanics can be used to model chemical reactions and predict reaction rates, products, and mechanisms. This information is useful in designing new drugs, materials, and catalysts. Studying molecular dynamics. Molecular dynamics is a computational method used to study the behavior of molecules and materials over time. It involves simulating the motions and interactions of individual atoms and molecules in a system using chemical mechanics or quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics can be used to study the motion of molecules in real time, providing insights into the behavior of chemical systems under different conditions. Designing new materials. It involves using computational methods to study the behavior of atoms and molecules in order to design materials with the specific properties and functions. This approach is based on the understanding that the properties of a material are determined by the behavior of its constituent atoms and molecules. Quantum mechanics can be used to predict the properties of new materials before they are synthesized, allowing researchers to design materials with specific properties for a wide range of applications. Investigating quantum effects in chemical systems. Quantum mechanics can be used to study the effects of quantum mechanics on chemical systems such as quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling is a phenomena in which a particle can pass through a potential energy barrier even though its energy is less than potential energy of the barrier. Quantum chemistry in drug discovery. Quantum chemistry plays a vital role in drug discovery by providing valuable insights into the molecular structures and interaction of drug molecules with biological targets. Here is a review of latest research on the use of quantum chemistry in drug discovery. Structure prediction and optimization of drugs. Property calculation, ligand receptor interactions, enzyme catalysis, drug metabolism, and toxicity prediction, quantum based drug design. Structure prediction and optimization. The structure of a drug molecule is critical for its efficacy and selectivity. Quantum chemistry methods are used to predict the most stable conformations of a drug molecule and to optimize its geometry to minimize its energy. Conformational sampling. Quantum chemistry methods such as molecular mechanics force fields coupled with quantum mechanical calculations enable the exploration of the conformational space of drug molecules. This involves predicting different conformations, isomers, and tautomers to identify the most energetically favorable structures. Geometry optimization. This process involves adjusting bond lengths, bond angles, and dihedral angles to find the lowest energy conformation, which represents the most stable and accurate structure. Stoichiometry considerations. Quantum chemistry plays a crucial role in determining the stoichiochemistry of the drug molecules, including the identification of chirality and assignment of the absolute configurations. Predicting and understanding the stereochemistry is essential for drug development. Property calculation. Quantum chemistry calculation are used to estimate various molecular properties that influence a drug's behavior in the body. These properties include electronic properties, physiochemical properties, and spectroscopic properties. Electronic properties. These properties influence drug activity as they affect the ability of drug to interact with the target proteins and participate in chemical reactions within the body. Physiochemical properties. Quantum chemistry methods estimate physiochemical properties relevant to drug development, including solubility, partition, coefficient, and polar surface area. Spectroscopic properties. Quantum chemistry calculation can predict spectroscopic properties, including UV vis absorption and fluorescence. Ligand receptor interactions. Quantum chemistry methods, including molecular dynamic simulations, are used to explore the ligand receptor interactions and understand the underlying molecular recognition processes. These methods help predict the binding affinities, binding modes, and binding energy of ligands to target proteins. Enzyme catalysis. Enzymes are proteins that catalyze the chemical reactions in the body, and many drugs target specific enzyme to treat disease. Quantum chemistry calculations are valuable in studying the enzymatic reactions and understanding the catalytic mechanism of enzyme. Enzyme catalysis involves reaction mechanism, transition state theory, active site modeling. Enzyme catalysis include the process when and a substrate attaches to enzyme, and then enzyme substrate complex is formed, and finally the product is detached from the enzyme. Enzyme remains same throughout the process. Reaction mechanism. Quantum chemistry calculation can elucidate the step-by-step reaction mechanism of enzymatic reactions. These calculations involve modeling the reactant, transition state, and the product using quantum mechanical methods. By determining the energy profiles and activation barriers of the reaction steps, researchers can identify the rate-limiting steps and gain insights into the factors that control the reaction kinetics. Transition state theory. Transition state theory (TST) provides a framework for understanding the rates of chemical reactions by considering the transition state theory, a high energy state that connects the reactant and products. Quantum chemistry calculations are used to estimate the energies and structures of transition states, allowing the determination of reaction rate constants and the interpretation of rate enhancement factors observed in enzyme catalyzed reaction. Here is a diagram showing the progress of reaction. First, there is shown initial state where there are reactants, and then the transition state is shown. The reactants have to pass this transition state to convert in the final state, which is the products. Active site modeling. Active sites are specific regions within the enzyme where the catalytic reactions take place. Quantum calculations are used to describe the electronic structure and reactivity of the active site residues, cofactors, and substrates. This allows for a detailed understanding of the interactions and chemical transformation occurring in the active site. Here is the elaboration of active site. A substrate entering active site of the enzyme. Enzyme changes shape and just like the shape of active site, and then the enzyme substrate complex is formed. Then the product is formed, and then the product is also detached from the enzyme. Drug metabolism and toxicity prediction. The metabolism of drugs is a complex process that can affect their efficacy and toxicity. Quantum chemistry methods are utilized to predict and understand the drug metabolism and toxicity, metabolic pathways, reactive intermediates, structure, toxicity relationships. Metabolic pathways. Quantum chemistry methods estimate reaction energies and kinetics associated with drug metabolism, aiding in the identification of potential metabolites. Reactive intermediates. Quantum chemistry calculations help identify and characterize reactive intermediates that are formed during drug metabolism. These intermediates, such as reactive metabolites or reactive species produced during drug oxidation or conjugation reactions, can play a crucial role in drug toxicity. Structure toxicity relationships. Quantum chemistry methods contribute to the analysis of structure toxicity relationships by examining the chemical features and properties associated with drug toxicity. These calculations aid in identifying potential toxophores and guiding the modification of drug structure and eliminate toxic effects. Quantum-based drug design. Visual screening. Quantum chemistry methods are employed in visual screening, where large databases of chemical structures are screened computationally to identify potential drug candidates. De novo drug design. Quantum chemistry plays a significant role in de novo drug design, where new molecules are designed computationally to fit in the specific target requirements. Molecular dynamic simulations. Molecular dynamic simulations are computer simulations that use numerical integration to study the behavior of atoms and molecules over time. MD simulations are computational tools used to investigate the dynamics and behavior of biological macromolecules. These simulations provide a detailed understanding of molecular interaction. Here, molecular dynamics and a picture of my molecular dynamic simulation is shown, where there is a starting structure and then preparation of the simulating system, then simulation run and trajectory analysis. Use of MD simulation in the study of biological macromolecules. Now we'll see the use of MD simulation in studying the sum of the biological macromolecules like proteins, nucleic acid, and membranes. Proteins folding. MD simulation provide insights into the folding process of protein by tracking the atomic level movements of amino acid. Conformational changes. MD simulation enable the study of conformational changes in proteins such as domain, movement, loop dynamics, and protein flexibility. Protein ligand interaction. MD simulation can predict and analyze protein ligand interactions, aiding in drug discovery and design. Simulation can explore binding modes, binding affinities, and the dynamic behavior of ligands within the protein binding site. Nucleic acids, DNA, RNA structure, and dynamics. MD simulation provide insights into the conformational flexibility, base pairs dynamics, and global structural changes of nucleic acid. DNA protein interaction. MD simulations are instrumental in understanding the mechanism of DNA protein interactions. They can explore protein binding modes, identify DNA binding sites, and analyze the dynamics of DNA protein complexes. RNA folding and function. MD simulation contribute to unraveling the unfolding pathways and functional dynamics of RNA molecules. Membranes. Lipid bilayer dynamics. MD simulation provide a detailed understanding of lipid bilayer properties, including fluidity, phase transitions, and lipid organization. Membrane proteins. MD simulations are crucial for studying membrane proteins such as channels, receptors, and transporters. Simulations can investigate protein insertion and folding into lipid bilayer explore protein dynamics, and analyze protein-lipid interaction. Membrane fusion. MD simulation contribute to the understanding of membrane fusion events such as viral fusion or vesicle fusion. Quantum mechanics, molecular mechanics simulations. Interactions between drug-like small molecules and large macromolecules. Quantum mechanics and molecular mechanics simulations combine quantum mechanical calculations, which provide accurate descriptions of the electronic structures and chemical bonding, with molecular mechanics simulations, which approximate the large macromolecule environment using classical force field. Descriptions of QM region. The QM region includes the small drug-like molecules and the atoms of macromolecule that are directly involved in the interactions of interest. The QM region is treated using quantum mechanical method, which allow for the accurate modeling of electronic properties, chemical reactions, and the bond formation and breaking. Here is the QM region is shown in the figure. Discussion of region. The region comprises the remainder of macromolecule, including the surrounding solvent molecules. The region is described using classical force field, which approximate the interaction between atoms based on empirical potential energy function. QM and interaction. The QM and regions interact through a coupling scheme that allows for the exchange of information between two regions. Typically, this is achieved through the boundary surface where the QM and regions meet. Applications of QM and simulations, they include the following: ligand protein interactions, enzymatic reactions, solvent effects, and reaction mechanisms. Ligand protein interactions. By considering the electronic structure of the ligand and the protein surrounding environment, QM and simulation allow for a more accurate representation of the interactions involved in the ligand protein binding. Enzymatic reactions. Quantum mechanics and molecular mechanics simulations are applied to investigate the mechanism of enzymatic reactions and understand the role of active site residues in catalysis. These simulations provide insights into a reaction pathways, transition states, and the energetics of enzyme catalyzed reaction. Solvent effects. QM simulations are valuable for studying the influence of solvent molecules on ligand protein interaction and enzymatic reactions. The solvent environment can affect the energetics and dynamics of the system, and QM simulation allow for the inclusion of the explicit solvent molecules in region. Reaction mechanism. By considering the quantum mechanical description of the active region and the surrounding protein environment, this simulation provides detailed insight into the reaction pathways, intermediates, and transition states involved in complex chemical transformations. Challenges and considerations. QMMM simulation presents several challenges and considerations. The choice of the QM region size, the selection of appropriate quantum mechanical methods, the accuracy of the force field, the treatment of boundary conditions. Spectroscopy for quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics plays a crucial role in interpreting spectroscopic data, providing a theoretical framework for understanding the interactions between matter and electromagnetic radiations. Introduction to spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is the study of interaction between matter and electromagnetic radiations as a function of wavelength or frequency. Spectroscopic techniques such as NMR, IR, Raman, and UV spectroscopy provide valuable information about the structure and electronic properties of molecules. Quantum mechanical models for spectroscopy. Quantum mechanical models for spectroscopy. These include the following: nuclear magnetic resonance, infrared spectroscopy, Raman spectroscopy, ultraviolet UV spectroscopy. Nuclear magnetic resonance. NMR spectroscopy is used to study the magnetic properties of nuclei in molecule. Quantum mechanics is used to describe the behavior of the nuclei and their interactions with external magnetic field. Infrared spectroscopy. It is used to study the vibrational modes of molecules. Quantum mechanics is used to calculate the vibrational frequencies and intensities of the IR active modes. Raman spectroscopy. This technique measures the scattering of light by a sample. The scattered light can provide information about the vibrational modes of the sample, which in turn can use to identify the chemical composition. UV spectroscopy. UV spectroscopy, also known as ultraviolet visible spectroscopy, is a type of absorption spectroscopy that measures the amount of UV or visible light absorbed by a sample as a function of wavelength. UV spectroscopy is often used to study the electronic structure of molecules and bonding within them. Applications of quantum mechanics in spectroscopy. Structure elucidation. Quantum mechanical models are used to assign spectral features to specific molecular vibrations or electronic transitions. These assignments provide information about molecular structure, conformation, and orientation. Chemical analysis, the quantum mechanical models are used to analyze the spectral data and to extract quantitative information and about the molecular properties such as mode lengths, angle, and strengths. Reaction mechanism, spectroscopic data obtained before and after the reaction can be used to interfere the intermediate species and the reaction pathways. Quantum mechanical models can provide insights into the electronic and structural changes that occur during the reaction. Quantum mechanics in material science. Quantum mechanics in material science uh, plays a vital role, providing a fundamental understanding of the properties and behavior of various materials. Here is a more detailed discussion of the use of quantum mechanics in material science, including its application in biomaterials, drug delivery system, and nanotechnology. Understanding electronic structure design and development of biomaterials, drug delivery system, nanotechnology and nanomaterials, quantum dots and quantum wires, computational materials discovery, material characterization techniques. Understanding electronic structure. Quantum mechanics enables the calculation and prediction of the electronic structures of material, which is crucial for understanding their properties and behavior. Electronic structure calculations, such as density functional theory, provide insights into energy levels, band structures, and electronic properties like conductivity and optical absorption. These calculations help determine the electronic behavior of materials and guide their design and optimization. Design and development of biomaterials. Biomaterials are materials used in medical applications such as implants, tissue engineering, scaffolds, and drug delivery systems. Quantum mechanics aids in the design and development of biomaterials by predicting and optimizing their structural, mechanical, and chemical properties. It helps understand the interaction between biomaterials and biological systems such as protein, enzymes, and cells, and assist in tailoring biomaterials for specific applications. Drug delivery system. Quantum mechanics is employed in the study of drug delivery system, which involve the controlled release of therapeutic agents. It helps understand drug polymer interaction, drug encapsulation, and drug release mechanisms. Quantum mechanical calculation can elucidate the molecular level interaction between drugs and carrier materials, providing insights into the drug stability, release kinetics, and targeting efficiency. Nanotechnology and nanomaterials. Nanotechnology involves the design, synthesis, and characterization of material at nanoscale. Quantum mechanics is fundamental to understanding and predicting the properties of nanomaterial. It allows for the modeling and simulation of nanoscale phenomena, such as quantum confinement effects, electron transport, and optical properties, which are critical in nano devices, nanosensors, and nanoelectronics. Quantum mechanics also helps optimize the synthesis and functionalization of nanomaterials for specific applications. Quantum dots and quantum wires. Quantum dots and quantum wires are nanoscale structures with unique quantum mechanical properties. These structures exhibit size-dependent electronic and optical properties due to quantum confinement effects. Quantum mechanics provides a theoretical framework to understand and predict these properties. By manipulating the size, shape, and composition of quantum dots and wires, their properties can be tailored for application in optoelectronics and imaging and in sensing. Computational materials discovery. Quantum mechanics plays a pivotal role in computational material discovery, where theoretical calculations are used to predict new materials with desired properties. By combining quantum mechanical calculations with high throughput screening techniques, researchers can identify novel materials with specific functionalities. This approach has been successful in discovering new materials for energy storage, catalysis, and electronic devices. Material characterization techniques. Quantum mechanics is employed in the interpretation of various spectroscopic and imaging techniques used for material characterization. It aids in understanding the underlying quantum mechanical process involved in techniques such as X-ray spectroscopy, electron microscopy, and surface science techniques. This includes this understanding helps extract valuable information about the structure, composition, and electronic properties of material. Future directions. The field of quantum chemistry continues to advance rapidly, opening up new possibilities and applications in the biomedical field. Here is a review of latest research in the development of quantum chemistry as well as potential areas for future research. Quantum machine learning, quantum inspired algorithms, quantum dynamic simulations, quantum based drug screening, quantum sensor and imaging, quantum assisted protein structure determination, quantum based materials for biomedicine, quantum computing. Quantum machine learning. One of the emerging areas in the quantum chemistry is the integration of quantum mechanics with machine learning techniques. Quantum machine learning combines the power of quantum computing with the ability to extract patterns and insights from large data sets. This approach holds promise for accelerating the drug discovery processes, predicting molecular properties more accurately, and optimizing the design of biomaterial. Quantum inspired algorithms. Researchers are exploring quantum inspired algorithms that can be implemented on classical computers to tackle complex problems in drug discovery and biomolecular simulations. These algorithms incorporate certain aspects of quantum mechanics, such as superposition and entanglement, to enhance computational efficiency and accuracy. They have the potential to significantly speed up calculation and enable the study of larger and more complex systems. Dynamic simulation. Advances in quantum dynamic simulation enable the investigation of complex chemical reactions and processes in biomolecules. These simulations go beyond static structures and provide insights into the time-dependent behavior of molecules such as enzymatic reactions, protein folding, and drug binding kinetics. Quantum dynamic simulation offer a more comprehensive understanding of biomolecular dynamics and can aid in the design of drugs with improved efficacy and selectivity. Quantum-based drug screening. Quantum chemistry methods are being employed in virtual screen and drug design to identify potential drug candidates. Quantum-based docking approaches can account for the accurate representation of intermolecular interactions and binding affinities, leading to more reliable predictions of drug target interactions. This approaches has the potential to streamline the drug discovery process and increase the success rate of identifying lead compounds. Quantum sensors and imaging. Quantum-based sensors and imaging techniques have the potential to revolutionize biomedical imaging and diagnostics. Quantum sensors can provide highly sensitive detection of biomarkers and molecular interaction, enabling early disease detection and personalized medicine. Imaging techniques such as quantum enhanced magnetic resonance, MRI, and quantum dots for cellular imaging offer improved resolution and contrast for detailed structural and functional imaging. Quantum assisted protein structure and determination. Determining protein structure experimentally is a challenging and time consuming process. Quantum chemistry methods combined with experimental data can exist in protein structure determination by providing accurate energy landscapes in conformational sampling and validation of experimental results. Quantum assisted approaches have the potential to accelerate the process of protein structure determination, which is crucial for understanding protein functions and designing targeted therapies. Quantum-based materials for biomedicine. Quantum chemistry methods are being used to design and optimize materials for various biomedical applications. These include developing quantum dots and nanoscale materials with tailored optical properties for imaging and sensing, as well as quantum-inspired materials for drug delivery, tissue engineering, and regenerative medicine. Quantum-based materials offer unique functionalities and improve performance in biomedical applications. Quantum computing. Quantum computing itself holds immense potential for advancing computational chemistry and solving complex quantum chemical problems. As quantum computers become more powerful and accessible, they may enable calculation that are currently intractable on classical computers. Quantum algorithms specifically designed for quantum chemistry tasks have the potential to revolutionize the computational approaches, leading the breakthroughs in drug discovery, molecular modeling, and material design. This was all from my side. Thank you.